Did you just say a pebble that's been washing in the ocean?
Washing in the sea.
Do you typically
for oceans.
Do you typically do your washing in the ocean?
Maybe I should start. Maybe that's where the brain cells are. Spear Gaming versus DAMWON Kia.
God, I love this region. Think about it.
It's exciting, isn't it?
I love it.
Finkaban, Demo's favourite. Think no more. Backed up by a Flores.
Pretty standard for Oregon.
Huge removal.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you say a standard ban, it makes a lot of sense. Flores has got so much value for the attacking side. Even more when you remove the Azami as well. So not only are you saying, we're going to make utility clear a little bit more difficult, we're also going to restrict the defenders that you can bring to assist in that utility game. Mirror's the new Thatcher ban, as far as I'm concerned. We may as well just permaban Mirror because it very seldom sees play. But we're going to be kicking off here things with Spear Gaming starting off on the attack. DAMWON Kia starting things off on the defense. So already judging off the desk segment that we did, it's going to be quite tricky here. Weird. Did I just miss-see that, or was everyone rocking the DAMWON Kia background? Both top and bottom. There was Skinergy throughout the whole lobby there. It wasn't just per
Is that a
team.
case of they've accepted defeat?
Is it respect? Is it mind games?
Is it they've already been conquered and the banners have been placed?
I'm not too sure. But some serious Skinergy going on there.
Obviously, you were kind of tiptoeing on the fence saying, you know, oh, is DAMWON Kia going to stomp? Is Spear Gamer going to give us something? And, you know, that's something that you do where you kind of, oh, I don't know, and, you know, the viewers, they're going to win. Enough of that nonsense. I know and you know that this is David versus Goliath, yeah?
Yes.
Fabian's the only man there who actually knows what's happening because this is DAMWON Kia, who is on their form, on their game, looking for redemption after not making the major against Spear Gaming, who is at the bottom. How can you eye that up as anything else than David versus Goliath? How?
I'm not saying that it is.
Spear Gaming's going through turmoil. They don't have the right players at the moment that they want to have. They're crippled against DAMWON Kia, who is full-fledged at their best right now.
I never said it was going to be easy, and I also never said that I think that Spear are going to come out and stomp, but you've got to give them a benefit of the doubt. One of your favourites, Demo, is it all depends on how you play on the day.
Don't use my own logic against me.
And so far, we are getting to see just exactly what these two teams are going to be about in this fixture. Quite an aggressive opening, really, from Spear, using the Amaru to get themselves up into Big Tower nice and early. We've got a bit of jackal action going on as well, and a very clear focus on these roamers.
Yeah, roam game being set up from DAMWON Kia. You can see they've extended, you know, very heavily. We've seen extensions in toward Attic and towards Big Tower, a crossover towards Kids. And the main reason why we're seeing DAMWON Kia go for this aggressive roam game, keep in mind this is a basement, typically a site that you just sit and let the attackers push in. You five-man turtle. But because an operator like Thatcher is open, that speeds up everything in terms of the attack. You can disable the electro claws on the hatches. You don't have to sit here and faff around with a Maverick, for example, which is usually the go-to if Thatcher's banned. You can just immediately go for it, so you have to try and get out and about and stretch your legs and slow them down as much as you can.
Not only go for it, they're going to go for the hot drop as well, and it will work initially. Kills flying on through here. Yas picking himself up a couple of great ones to lock that round out. No messing about. Serious kills coming in there, in and amongst the action. You never really see those hatch drops working out. And Spear, they gave it a very good go, but I think that there wasn't enough information there as to where DAMWON Kia were really playing.
I think I have an idea why they went for that. If you look at the setup from DAMWON Kia, that big extension, I think they expected more roamers.
Yeah,
that's what it was. They were trying to hit the site as quick as they could and just overpower with more men.
Well, there was a player in Attic right at the start of the round, wasn't there? But they quickly rotated.
DAMWON Kia just fell back. Immediately just went left, back to site they went. Yeah, as soon as Kai gets that first pick, the job's been done from the roamers. Yeah. They've wasted a bit of time, they've gotten a kill, come back to site, play your refrags, play your trades, and you'll win. And I think just, you can see the idea from Spear. If there is a lot of roamers, you know, there could have been free roamers. It looked as if there was free roamers with the amount of extension they had to try and hold pretty much the entire map. Sure, go for it. But great rotation from DAMWON Kia.
You can't fault the ability to, you know, recognize, okay, they're bringing the Jackal, they're bringing these tools that are going to try and get rid of us and try. So let's not roam.
Yeah, don't try too long. You've got that kill. That's it. That's all you need.
dare I say it, a desperate attempt from Spear in round 1 to clutch around?
No.
Dare I not say that?
No, I think it was, you see the idea.
See, we've flipped and flopped
You
now
see the
because
idea.
you're not defending him, which is great. It's exactly what I wanted.
It's not a case of defending them. It's just a case of, I can see the play they've made, but it hasn't worked. But you have to commend them for trying it.
Absolutely. And that's what we are here to do. Yes, he's going to be getting droned out inside a big tower there. He's actually got a nice angle onto the window. A couple of shotgun holes there through the soft floor. Just give him a little bit of something to work with. A couple of magnets knocking around as well. Not going to be all so easy to remove from here, and you can see it's not only eating up utility to get rid of Aroma, but it's also eating up quite a good deal of time as well.
Ow.
Pushed him back downstairs, but he still picks himself up a kill. Yas could fall over and still come up smelling of roses. Royboy eventually there will be in position to take him on out. The second player that was sent to try and get him dealt with inside of the freezer. And finally, it will be done. Now we're starting to see this attic getting opened a little bit. You have lost a couple of nades on the side of Spear Gaming, but they've still got plenty. Still 4 in pocket.
So at least they've managed to gain control of what they need, which is attic and bedroom. So very quintessential attack that we always see. I'm happy to see that Spear are going to take attic. I think that is a necessity. I think as of late, I've seen a lot more teams just ignore attic and literally just try and play from the breach. It doesn't work. I think that for an Oregon defense, it's very easy just to defend one way. You need to be hitting these defenders from multiple avenues. And attic, of course, is going to be one of those big ones that kind of neutralizes anyone who may want to play inside a kid's bedroom. They can't just defend the breaches easily. And then, of course, that gives them a good crossfire, good coverage as that diffuser tries to get planted in. So I like to see Spear Gaming spread out. Double window rotation also. It just adds another layer to this attack. So right now, DAMWON need to be just a little bit careful, Ollie, because there is a lot of players still lurking around for Spear Gaming. I think they're just looking for just a single pick all, and then they'll probably try and strike, but they don't have a lot of time. But I say that, Crazy Boy does find that single pick.
Trying to nade out some utility from below there as we have Crazy Boy playing on that double window. Shots now flying in though as Coated hits the swing. Nobody pushing through attic, or at least not quickly enough, and that's going to leave the diffuser cold on the ground. An attempt now to try and get the job done, but a glimpse is only going to be just enough as Coated next to fall. 7 seconds left. Not a lot of time remaining here. Katsan and Rin just need to try and hold on from the top of these white stairs. The diffuser recovered and a plant attempting to be placed. Pre-fire shots come through, but Rin hits it there. The LMG no good. Is it going to be enough of a pre-fire from Katsang? He's down to the pistol. Eventually picks up that final kill. Almost flicks onto his teammate there just to get everybody else out of the lobby. But a round that DAMWON here are going to clutch.
A close one. I'm really surprised that they didn't get punished. They're going up against the LMG, who just has to hold in mouse 1. That's all you have to do. I thought CR had that. I thought the lineup, you know one's going to come from top white. You just sit there, you hold the trigger down, but didn't just let the man peek him. Oh,
I prefer seeing the kills from that angle because whenever you see a gunfight happening and someone's got an LMG, you've got to look from the LMG's perspective, right?
It's the better. It's always going to be the better
perspective to look from. But it's even better when they then get slammed because you actually get to see them miss the shots or whatever it is that happens for them to end up losing the gunfight. So it just makes it even that more entertaining. We're going to see a third site choice here come out from DAMWON Kia as they are finding success everywhere they go, Demo.
Spear Gaming just struggling with the timing in that last round, Ollie. You think about how they set up. Everything was there. Bedroom was given.
Yeah.
So easy.
Big window was good.
Big window. But the player in attic needs to get a shift on.
Yeah.
We've seen that the smoke canisters were there to stall out. That needs to be communicated. That needs to be told, I'm smoked out, I can't help you in attic. And look what happened when they pulled the trigger. They tried to go in through main breach. Where'd they get swung from? Oh, attic. The place that told you need to stop. Just moments like that. That either needs to be they go quicker or they communicate and say, I can't move, I'm smoked. That needs to happen for Spear Gaming because that's kind of where they lost around, in my opinion.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Oh, Rin, brilliant.
Oh, you can't be letting them get away with that one, Demo. 5-1 for Rin currently. And you can just feel the confidence that DAMWON are moving with at the moment.
God, it is great from DAMWON Kia right now. Top of their game, just is, and I really don't know how Spear are going to pull this one back whenever they have that kind of confidence. You know, we're into round 3, and, you know, he's going for jump outs already. Oh, you know, what does that say about where the heads of DAMWON Kia are at? Sure, has that LMG, of course, and needs to make a big impact. Should have had it in the last round, but didn't. It's good information there. Just a drone just in the middle of the bomb site. Able to spot out that Valkyrie. So you know that one player will be located in the bomb site, so they maybe just can't rush in as what we know they can certainly go for. You know, Fabian has talked about that they've went for these unique strategies that maybe we haven't seen before and these new ideas. But they just need to refine, need to be touched up. But I don't know if Oregon's really the map where you can express yourself. I do feel that you have to play very linear sometimes on Oregon. And typically we look at Oregon, and I'd say Clubhouse as well, as the middle maps that every team can play. Any team will play them against whoever it is. And it just comes down to who's the better team. So this is where, whenever I was looking at the bans, I thought, is that really the best map for Spear Gaming? Is Oregon? Where it's literally who's the better team? All day of the week, DAMWON Kia is going to be the better team if it's just an equilibrium.
They've certainly been the better team in the first couple of rounds here. We've even seen a C4 used there to try and deny some of the Hibana Excalibur pellets that were going down. Now there's an attempt at a top floor clear, and you think, okay, you're going to bring a book and you're going to try and get control upstairs. You want to be doing that with more than 50 seconds left, and you don't really want to be doing it with Coated still up here, unchecked, unchallenged, drops out the hatch, fades away into security. Looking for a further rotation here, but he's still got a C4 in hand, so he could have a bit of effect. The floor is going to continually start getting ripped on open. Coated, have you lined it up correctly or not? We are still seeing Royboy make a mess of that floor, but is there going to be anyone there within the time allowed to actually get anything done? 20 seconds isn't a lot of time, and DAMWON Kia have gone, okay, you've got top floor, we'll vacate the site then. You can have the site. Now this is where the plant starts to go down. Toxic Babes are not going to be affecting NL there at all, and this plant is going to go down without a hitch, so vacating the site, giving up that ground is all well and good, but now you've got to retake. Coated grabs one before being immediately traded. Yas doesn't look like he's working with too much info. Certainly didn't know that Mephi was sitting outside the bottom of white. And that's going to be a very difficult challenge to make, as we do see a storm up those white stairs and another kill yet to fall. 20 seconds, this is doable. 2 versus 2. NL, you've got to try and hold your nerve here and use all of that utility that you have left. Katsang, he's going to try and make it stick. I cannot believe how much ground Spear Gaming have given up. That kill vertically was huge. All you've got to do is stick it. DAMWON Kia, nerves of steel there to get that one over the line.
Where is the Nook?
Narnia. On the school bus.
For the majority, I would say DAMWON Kia were in Narnia. You see how many of them were just standing still as the diffuser was getting planted, no real urgency? I don't know how Spear Gaming lose that. They had a lot of people up, a lot of people still alive.
Star of the show was PJ playing on Maestro. Moving himself upstairs, removing that vertical threat, because the hatch is open. So as soon as you've got any sort of attempt at disabling that diffuser, it really is a consistent problem and theme now that we're seeing, where sure, you might be getting the plant down, but is that coming at the detriment to actually a round win? Because you don't really want to be letting those slip if that is something that's continually happening.
So we've seen a full rotation from DAMWON Kia, and DAMWON Kia, I think, have done really well to even pull away with that tertiary bomb site win, Ollie. We generally look at Oregon as basement and upstairs are usually quite easy. You know, most people can defend them without really any hiccups. It's how you then deal with the other two. Pick your poison realistically in that environment, which both are not the easiest to hold. As soon as you really lose upstairs control for either bombs, like you lose that kid's control, then there's a full hatch that attackers can work from. So it's very, very tricky. So to being able to win that as well, yeah, it kind of shows the prowess of DAMWON Kia. I think me and Fresh have mentioned it a lot. That third bomb site is where you win or lose. You know, typically in Oregon you'd see even splits. That's where they're the side if they're won or lost. If it's going to be, you know, 5-1 splits, 4-2 splits, even splits, whatever it is, that's where you lose it.
Round 2 was fairly close. You know, it came down to that sort of 1 versus 1 effectively. And it was a very narrow margin again. Spear got the diffuser down and really forced DAMWON to retake and stuff. So, oh, you hate to see it. We got a beautiful view of that. We got such a great unintentional view of that from Medics. He was just panning across the map, setting the scene. And he tells me it's calculated, but I don't believe it.
No, it's not. No Medics. Bad Medics.
Great opener. And you miss every shot you don't take, so shoot your barricades out, gentlemen. Like, you've really got to get in and amongst the action and make sure that you are not taking any chances. Dump a whole mag into a barricade if you have to. You might pick up a kill.
I mean, that has certainly hindered DAMWON KO. We mentioned last time in the basement how efficient they were and kind of spreading out throughout, you know, the majority off the map and really trying to waste time as best as they can against Spear. But I think to lose someone in that element so quickly, it just makes the plan not work as well, because PJ, he's the only player who was lurking upstairs. And as soon as he's gone, obviously then Spear Gaming just walk in, take upstairs control. You have upstairs control, then you have attic control. You can then cover off the laundry stairs, which I think isn't laundry stairs where Rin rotated down to after he got the first kill in that first round. I think it is. So just losing that top floor creates a whole bunch of issues. And obviously, DAMWON KO, they've realized that and they left immediately.
Because I think part of the sort of mind game of round number 1 was that Spear Gaming thought there was maybe a bit more of a roam presence than there was, because they didn't have a sufficient sort of droning phase to really figure out just exactly where everybody was, and that was demonstrated by when they dropped the hatch. Things went really badly really quickly, and you would anticipate they didn't know that they were going into that, otherwise they wouldn't have done it. But the fact that they've picked up a kill nice and early here, it's going to give them a little bit more confidence. It's a C4 removed as well. It leaves only 1 in the hands of Rin. Still, we've got a couple of Toxic Babe canisters to play around with, but it just means that Spear can set themselves up now a little bit better for this execute. We're starting to see the utility come in now, as well as the drones still working at Katsang's feet. A little bit of a line of sight there, and it's almost destined to have a nade sent on through it. He's instead going to try and challenge onto it. He's going to be full white in a sec. Why is Mephi not pushing now? He knows that the player's full white. He could really try and take a little bit of advantage of that. We've got Yas a little bit deeper back on pillar. So we have seen Kota just retreat himself there into Harry Potter a little bit. Great nade coming through there. Brilliant shot from Mephi as he catches Katsang on the swing, and here it goes, falling like flies. The C4 will not be enough. The diffuser being planted as the final kill comes through. Can't do much about that with a C4 in hand. Not a great deal there for DAMWON to really play with. That opening kill was huge there for Spear.
I seen you mentioned about Mephi not moving. You know, you see all that pressure being applied on the Katsang, but there's a reason, Ollie. He cannot move until that other player inside a pillar is gone.
Well, he got the nade kill, didn't he? And then he was activated.
That's what it was. He's waiting for his team to get those nades in, guarantee those kills. As soon as pillar's gone, then he can go. That crossfire being held between the player typically on Shaiko, Door, and Pillar is a nasty one to try and combat on those tower stairs, because if you try and push in and kill that man on Shaiko, then your whole body is turned away from the man at Pillar. He can then trade you, vice versa. You're turned towards Pillar. The man at Shaiko is going to kill you. So you have to wait for your team to get those nades in, drop down in towards E-Hatch, and then you go for your collapse. So you have to just take that extra second. And yes, it was, what, 30 seconds, and they still hadn't gained control of Pillar, but all they need is just that 1 second mark, because they know they're going to make up for the kills. And I mean, Oregon Basement, it's as soon as you lose really the pillar area, it is very easy just to like rush through and kill the remaining defenders, because it is quite small. Yeah, that's it. He'll never die like that again.
There'll be another event, a different one, but he won't. No one will die like that again.
Never like that.
Agreed. Back in the game, still rocking the Skinergy. Both teams still repping DAMWON.
Intero's got a new
background. I like it when a team's all got the same, but it unnerves me when the whole 10 players have got the same. It is a little bit strange. Back downstairs we go. Obviously, this was the site that was selected before the rehost. I don't think there's any reason why DAMWON KO would want to go anywhere else, even given that fact. And they're going to look to try and repeat what they were capable of and what they achieved in round 1, and not repeat what happened in round number 2. PJH still going to be upstairs. He's still got to do his setup, right? He can't avoid doing that. Just got to take a slightly different route and make sure that you're not in and around that attic window at around the right time, as the seconds will be starting to tick on down. Hopefully this time he just thinks better of it.
No Jackal this time.
No Jackal?
Plenty of nades, which is really no surprise, of course. I think whenever you're dealing with that Finka, generally Finka would... Honestly, I think Finka's kind of replaced the Iana. I know some teams will still run the double, but I think for the majority of sides, we see the Iana players now become Finka, and Iana's actually being left behind a little bit, but because Finka, Iana right back in.
Yeah, it makes sense to bring, you've got to bring Iana if Finka's not available, right? You need that sort of pushing power. Obviously, there's the option to bring the Nook, but I think the info and stuff that you gain, as well as the nades and the good gun on the Iana, are just a little bit too valuable.
The Gon 6 as well, it's good for shields and that, isn't it?
Especially when you start thinking about, there are good bulletproof spots here on Oregon, but realistically, you're going to want
just
that
Gon 6 to bulletproof, couldn't you, as well?
Because you're going to want to try and remove it. We've seen this sort of drawback from DAMWON here. Around a minute of the round has passed, and already they've got themselves stuck into the basement. Now going to let the time tick down.
But you look at the difference now. Look at CR has to drone that entire top floor, whereas previously they knew exactly who they killed. They knew that was the upstairs player, and as soon as he died, they were in right away. Look how much more time they're taking with the setup. Especially
with all the mute jammers kicking around. A lot of those mute jammers got placed on that top floor, and it's only for the first minute, and then to further slow down this drone and this roam clear.
Like, this is exactly where DAMWON Kia wanted to be, where they've wasted plenty of time. I'm pretty sure Hatch was open at this stage, wasn't it, last time for Spear Game, and they haven't even gotten into meeting as it stands. So they do need to try and pick up the pace just a little bit. Katsang maybe looking to find a pick into somebody unsuspected who may just wander into the big tower. But no, they've got it covered. They knew he was there, and let's chase them back down towards the bottom of the stairs, which of course is where he likes to play. Can just peek in towards blue, can peek onto the staircase. Last time they did open that wall using Habana pellets. They don't have it this time though, Ollie. They cannot open up that reinforced wall, and that gives Katsang then just that extra layer. I think whenever it got opened up last time, Ollie, we see him kind of panic a little bit, and he didn't really know what he wanted to do.
It was really difficult. He was forced into that Harry Potter spot a lot further, but now he's going to be playing a little bit more aggressive and instead looks to take a challenge. Gets fortunate that it was only an Iana clone, as the pressure's still coming in from Bunker as well. Now going to retake that position inside of Harry Potter, but there's almost certainly a nade with his name on it somewhere. Yas going to pick himself up. 2 great kills there, as Memphi eventually takes Katsang down, but Yas has caused a storm. Will eventually be finished off, but has the damage already been done? Well, with 10 seconds left, you would wager that, yes, it probably has, especially given that Mute has still got a C4 in pocket. The diffuser recovered, the Aruna Gate burst on through, and a push from inside of Freezer. Rin grabs 2, can't grab the 3rd, but his teammate is there to oblige. A crossfire held right up until the bitter end, and so much info for DAMWON Kia to work with.
Just look at the difference. Like we mentioned, what happened to DAMWON Kia in the last round? You lose that early man, you let Spear Gaming just pick up the pace. They're in a lot earlier. Look at the difference. Spear Gaming getting the hatch open around 1 minute 10. Then they tried to do the drone work. Didn't have the Habana pellets. Could not pressure Katsang into that Harry Potter position. They panic. They just drop the hatch. They did not need the man on pillar this time. There was more utility being placed. They get slaughtered as they drop E-Box. Sure, you may kill Katsang, but damage has been done. You lost those 2 players. You're out of time. Diffuser is cold on the ground. You've got nothing inside of blue at the moment, and you're running through laser gates. That's where you are. You were running through them. Why are you smiling at me?
I just like it when you get passionate about it.
Or is it because I said, laser? He's here. He can hit me this time. He usually couldn't do that, but...
PJH with the C4 in hand as well, right up until the bitter end. It was funny, we sort of commented about how it was unfortunate that he was not really much of a part of round number 4. Then he was a big part of round number 5, but we didn't see exactly what he was doing there.
He
just held his ground and stayed alive, but he was there in case it was necessary. And of course, that always gives your teammates a little bit more
confidence. I think he was in blue, wasn't he? He was just a player in blue.
He was just in blue, chilling.
Which, to be fair, blue is either really boring or the most difficult position to hold, because it's either you get blitzed in, coming in through blue, coming in through bunker, or it's one of those takes, or it's laundry freezer. So it's very hit or miss for those blue players. Either you sit doing nothing, or you are first up against Armageddon, essentially.
I'm a little bit concerned, given the lineup here that Spear are rocking. Not only have we got the Dokkaebi, but we have also got a Capitao. That's going to make things a little bit more fruity, especially looking toward that big window. Obviously, they're attacking into that top floor, but Capitao has got a lot of ability to really zone out those areas. You've got the fire arrows, you've got the smoke arrows. You can do a lot
for top white.
try and deny any sort of visibility. But you've still got to get yourself into a position to do that with time remaining. That's not utility that you can just use at the flick of a button. You need to set up for it because you only get one shot.
Oh, risky. Very, very risky from Yas, but it will work out for him. We'll reinforce up the APAC wall. Just waste a bit of time. Utility there, of course, with Wamai discs. And happy enough just to... Oh, Rin, so unlucky, and it just walks in. How? How? Just... Oh, he's so good.
Rin gets away with it there, doesn't he? You know, you think, you know, you've pre-fired onto one player, you're going to get called out. The sound is going to be enough. But not only that, it was the diffuser. Not only that, it was the half breacher. And what have we just seen? We've just seen APAC reinforced.
This is Swedish Rin.
It is going to be so difficult now to get anything done because all you've got is you've got a couple of secondary hard breach gadgets in your Capitao, but ideally you want your Capitao on main window because he wants to be the one that's shot calling. He wants to be the one that's going to send those fire arrows out and send the smoke out and really cause the nuisance and be that distraction.
Go on, do it.
He's tempted, isn't he? The call's coming through, so you can't risk it as the Dokkaebi call comes through.
So, 45 seconds. Hard breacher gone. No kills. As I said that, Rin gets shot in the back. Wasn't aware that the Dokkaebi is coming in from behind. Katsang, though, still lurking below, and I think Katsang will probably get a freebie kill here as I don't think Mephi has any idea, but nobody wants to move at the moment. In comes the double window, jump right into a smoke caster, and there's going to get choked out, Ollie. Somehow Roy still stays alive, will be able to find a kill. Mephi will push up white stairs. PJ now in hell in a cell against these remaining players. Crazy Boy has TK'd Mephi somehow. And now it's a 1v2 for Crazy Boy, but it's not going to work out. PJ just dancing around the bomb site, it works out. Oh my goodness, what a fiasco in the final few seconds, but DAMWON Kia, that boy PJ just stays alive, that's all he's been doing.
That team kill was really confusing there. You've got to feel sorry for Mephi as he falls. But sometimes when you've got your finger on mouse one on one of those LMGs, you just don't want to take it off and you're just going to spray through whatever you see. Bit of a lack of info there, I think, for Spear as they hit that execute. They were kind of left with no option, right? They had to go for that push. After Ring got the first kill onto Thermite, it was only ever going to end one way, and that was going to be a single doorway or a window push. We didn't see sort of any intention for Capital to rotate and use that secondary hard breach gadget utility that he brought. So it was always going to be a bit of a choke point finish. It's going to be a nice 5-1 split for DAMWON Kia off their defensive half. Things do get somewhat easier now for Spear in the fact that, you know, defenders should favour on Oregon, especially given the sort of the bans that we've seen as well. The Flores ban removed. I think that's going to do a lot to secure some utility. But realistically, how long are they going to be able to hang on for here, Demo?
Like I mentioned before, now they're in a position where they will have to win tertiary bomb sites. And that is always the biggest issue, I think, if you're going into Oregon, where if you yourself have not attacked it and you lost around, which they did, you know, we've seen them lose around in that, then it becomes very difficult, because even if you win your top floor in the basement, which most teams could do quite successfully, you need to be able to win that third bomb site. That's where it comes down to, and now Spear are forced in a position where if they want a chance to win this game, they will need to obviously defend two of them if they want to walk away with the full 3 points, Ollie. Yeah,
there's a lot of work to do here, especially in terms of catching up. And as you mentioned, you know, you start to factor in tertiary bomb sites and things that you would expect can be very difficult. We seem to have flicked over.
Have you not seen this one?
It's black and white demo.
This is one that's came quite a while. It feels very noir, you know. It's whenever I first laid my eyes on him, I had no idea that he was, you know.
Oh, we're back to full colour.
Yep. Oh, never mind. We're back.
I kind of like it.
I want rain. It feels like there should be rain happening right now.
Some like thunder.
You know, I want to see Chicago in the background. You know, that's what I want to see.
There we go, we fixed it. Yas is going to be looking to try and keep an eye on through electrical. They've got a ping on there. I'm not sure if it was a ping to get the wall open or if they do think that someone's there and has since rotated out. But no one really from Spears showing any signs of moving too much. Crazy Boy's still going to be playing upstairs now. That's a really interesting spot to be. This sort of extension into meeting, playing with the hatch open. DAMWON are kind of playing around this at the moment. They don't really want to go and full commit into clearing that out, but they're not really going to have much choice, Demo.
Yeah, and this is a good time-wasting strategy where you're having these castle barricades set up, and you're basically relying on having Goyo canisters really win it in the final few seconds. Goyo has been brought. Goyo, by far, this is his best bomb site. You can stall out a lot, and it looks as if DAMWON, they've tried to pull the trigger, maybe fearing that they're up against the Goyo canisters, but they have not covered up the players who are still lurking around inside a meeting, inside a big tower. They will suffer the flank, but then we're seeing trades come in. One will happen as the player inside a freezer peeks out, but DAMWON are still alive. A 2 versus 3 now, and a nade being tossed in. Mephi had a difficult choice, into the flames or into the nade. Oh, just
great
taps. I don't think expecting to get a kill there, but we'll find the headshot undercoated, and now, yes, a tricky one, a 1 versus 3. Maybe a bit of a suspicion that someone could be in the flank, but nobody's there. All of them on the bomb site now. Nades being tossed in, but realistically for Spear Gaming, just to sit back and relax, and somehow we're going to see the nade not finish off that smoke, and that's a tricky one because you're up against the shotgun now at close range. As soon as Yas swings, he will go into a crossfire from hell, and, well, Spear Gaming get one back. Weird order around that.
Very strange. I think that accounted 3, potentially 4 deaths that DAMWON suffered there, and kills that Spear got, where they essentially just shot someone in the back or the side. DAMWON were focusing on the right thing, but at the wrong time. And they didn't have a lot of info at all as to where Spear were. It seemed like no one thought in their wildest dreams someone could be playing in Freezer demo. Why would someone be playing in Freezer? Like, hello? Someone's always going to be playing in Freezer. Crazy Boy got an insane kill. He just strolled up through Attic and was able to pick up the kill onto the player on the tower stairs. It was a catalogue of errors, and it all stemmed and it all started from Castle in meeting, with the hatch open, the wall a little bit sort of shot out as well, and it was just, this is our stronghold, this is what we're going to hold in this round.
They've just jumped the gun.
Yeah, they've gone from
so much.
They've gone from page 1 to like page 15 in no time at all, and it's like, oh, we're on the site now, and we still don't know if there's someone flanking us.
They've tried to win around with having 10% map control. If you think about it, the only area that they actually managed to take was Big Tower. That was it, and even that wasn't held well. Like, we know DAMWON are good, but they're not that good where they can only need 10% of a map to win a round. I'm sorry, that's not how that works.
Yeah, you need to be able to walk a good 5 or 6 paces, really, don't you? Minimum. Well, a hiccup, I am sure. A good opportunity for Spear to gain a little bit of confidence here, though. 3-5, if they're to be successful here, starts to look quite good. But they're going to be coming up against a bit of a different side here, as we have one of your new favourites, Demo, bit of Glaz action.
Who told you this is my favourite?
You told me it was your favourite.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, Glaz. Seen a bit of an upheaval, getting that Berry 9 as of recently in the latest patch, and that certainly does kick him up a little bit, gives him more potential where you can go a little bit gung-ho if smokes aren't there. You know, obviously, a DMR isn't going to be the greatest. Also a free speed now as well, so can literally just sprint in and get kills with that Berry 9. Very good combination alongside other operators. We've seen Sens come in. As of recently, they've been, a strong impact, certainly for a Glaz player. PJ will find one with the Ying. There's another one that also goes well with the Glaz, but Glaz don't even need any support, just getting kills for fun.
Landed a couple of good shots there, and dare I say it, some lucky ones in order to grab that kill. That's going to really free things up. We saw Mephi was being a bit of a nuisance there, impact tricking onto the exothermics that was coming on. We got the nade coming out now as well. Royboy just getting pushed back into Kids. Knows that he's going to have somebody challenging, no doubt, on that big window. Katsang now with the breach open can start to cut this site up and make some crossfires happen. We're seeing a bit of a Ying action here as well, as Warden will go for the jump out, but it is not going to be quick enough. Final kill comes in from Rin. It's like we're watching a different game demo. All of a sudden, we're seeing a flawless round here come out of DAMWON.
Just dismantled, and I'll be honest, that was more down to Spear Gaming. They lost 2 players down to jump outs.
Yeah.
We just witnessed the Warden, which, to be fair, I would say in another universe, if someone else had that shotgun, I would say that that Ying was probably dead from that first blast. That's one of those.
He got unlucky.
You know, and then he kind of just panicked, didn't he? Jumped out again. We've seen a Jaeger go for a walkout at what?
Yeah,
1 minute 40. That was trying to kill the Glaz, as if you weren't expecting someone to sit and hold that.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Spear Gaming scrambling to grab any advantage that they can in the round, regardless of whether it is almost the right thing to do or not to win the round as a whole. But as we know, you could get a kill early on and it really be impactless later on when push comes to shove if you've not got some utility or not got the ability to get the job done when it really counts. And for DAMWON here, it's now match point, 6 rounds to 2. They're going to be attacking onto the tertiary site, Demo.
This is interesting from Spear Gaming. Going for the tertiary bomb site. Whenever, of course, you still have that upstairs to choose from. But if they want a chance to win it, they will eventually have to go here. So you may as well get it out of the way with. If you're going to lose, you may as well lose 7-2 than 7-3, I suppose. Loss is a loss. Get it done quicker.
Ooh, early trade there. Bit of aggression.
That's 1 for 1.
Nice little 1 for 1 as Coated and Royboy do battle. Bringing the Valkyrie this time, but that's not really a bad position for Royboy to be in. He's got his kill. He's taken out Sledge, which is great load of utility here, and the nades, and he can just sort of cycle the cams.
I mean, it is good, though, for this bomb site, though, because you can get in and rip open majority of kids. But then again, I suppose you do have Sophia breaches, so you have that covered as well. Look at Rin. Look at the position that Rin's gotten himself into. It's only been a minute and he's already inside the jungle. Could even just try and walk in and open up the bomb site. But instead thinks against it, probably realizing that, hey, actually, I have breaching charges. I'm actually needed now because we don't have a Sledge.
Yeah, he's got to get himself upstairs now and assist in taking this top floor control. There's going to be a bit of work to do there as well, realistically. A couple of alibi clones to be dealing with. And without Sledge and without those couple of nades, it is going to slow the job down. Yas, of course, has some nades that he can try and work with as well. Memphi, for the time being, just going to be playing inside of Attic, but Crazy Boy on the flank again. This time, it is going to be heard and it is going to be called out. Rin finds himself one before being immediately traded. Good trade game here coming out from Spear. You can see them thirsting, Demo, after these kills and not wanting to let anything slip for too long.
Look how separated DAMWON Key are from each other right now. They are all over the place. You have one player inside a dining, another one inside a bedroom, and another one over towards Big Tower. What's going on here from DAMWON Kia? This is not going to be favored for them whenever they don't have a lot of utility to really open up in towards the top floor. Nobody's inside the bomb site, and yeah, they're just going to be cut off. They're going to be traded off. Nobody is there. What a misplay from DAMWON Kia. All of them being separated. It didn't seem as if anyone really told them that they were all separated, and they just went on and did their own things.
It was like we were watching 3 different perspectives of 1 versus 3.
Battle Royale mode.
Difficult to deal with. PJ forced into a rotation to collect the diffuser. It's of course now going to be being held by Spear as well, but he's got to announce himself. There's utility and he wants to get rid of. And well, he's going to give the game away. His best bet here is honestly just try and play for a pick, get those air jabs out there and see if he can try and break any of these engagements down. But with only 18 seconds left, it is very unlikely indeed. Could hop himself on into kids, but Memphi sees to it that it is not going to be required. There was still a residual ping there from one of the alibi clones, and a quick shot is all it takes. A round that I'm sure means a lot for Spear. They're keeping themselves in this, despite the fact that the odds are stacked up against them. They do narrow the gap by 1.
Yeah, they do get 1 back, and it is the tertiary bomb site like we've mentioned, but we need more of that. We need 3 more rounds if Spear want to take it to overtime. Thankfully for them, they will see that, hey, the basement is open again for us. And to be fair, I think this was more down to DAMWON Kia and how they attacked it. But then again, you have to commend Spear and say they set up for something like that. They were ready for something like that. And I would say they're probably going to do the exact same thing. So this is where now we have to look at DAMWON Kia and say to them, okay, we've seen what you did last time, which you're out your mind for trying to do a 10% clear. What are they going to change? They don't have the Ying at the moment, which was something that we've seen last time. Is this going to be a lot more of a controlled DAMWON Kia lineup?
I think it ought to be, right? You know, you look at the bans. When Mirror's removed, in my opinion, freezer pushes become a little bit more viable. You can start thinking about a freezer push, and it it doesn't sound so ludicrous and so crazy. It isn't where you want to put all your eggs, but you can start to think about a little bit of freezer and a little bit of laundry. I wonder if that's what DAMWON are going to go for here, or if they're going to try and take through meeting from the opposite side.
They're going to take the fight, I think.
I think that they're probably going to take the fight.
You see the Jackal, don't you? And you think, yeah, they're out for blood.
It makes sense to take the fight because whilst it's very well defended from the backstairs side, it's not fantastically defended from the sort of south side where you can look to play a little bit aggressively. The Grismot mine will slow Yas down a little bit, but a very quick Gone 6 was enough to get him in there, and now can look to start challenging. Gets a good bit of damage there onto Crazy Boy, and if there's a bit of a push now that comes through Kitchen as well, it could be a little bit of a problem. Memphi shuts down Yas, but immediately will be traded. Katsang turns his attention over there toward the freezer, and kills start flying in. Royboy, he's playing with the shotgun, but that's going to be no good at those long ranges, so he's left down to the pistol demo. Not ideal now that the table has turned, and the gunfight has become a lot more different to what they were actually anticipating initially. Such a great advantage here for DAMWON Kia. Just over half of the round remaining. 4 versus 2. This is going to be a real uphill battle for NL and Royboy. Looking now to just hold on the staircases. Very quickly, they will be droned on out and dealt with. Rin, 3 kills on the round. Royboy, you've got the Titan Killer. You've got one of the best shotguns in the game, but it is not going to be enough. Rin with the swing confirms 4 kills and the game for DAMWON Kia.
Rin, what a monster. What a standout performance right from the get-go. Just that force that cannot be stopped. He was at his best today, Ollie, and whenever someone like that, who we know has had massive performances on international stages, how are you supposed to go against that? You can't. It just